Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just
Welcome aboard.
Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome.
What up? Sorry to run you guys that long. Ivy had a situation right on the opening, and I had an IT problem right on the opening, so I got stuck trying to start this thing. So my bad on that one. hang on a sec. I actually gotta knock the camera out one more time. Fuck.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4.
Alright, sorry, had a little emergency situation develop on the opening, so I got sidetracked. But, alright, well, that's odd. Is that on the screen? That is on the screen. That is not supposed to be on the screen. One sec. So many fucking different problems this morning. Holy fuck.
Welcome to Winternomics TV.
Oh my God,
Your stream will begin
what
shortly.
the fuck, man? Unreal.
Loading in 5, 4, 3.
If it wasn't for IT problems, I would know it's fucking live. I swear to God. It's non-stop, bro. It's like, holy shit. I'm trying to start this shit for fucking ever, bro. Oh my God.
Get ready to just
Let's pop that there. And then out.
Winternomics.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Trying to play.
Welcome.
There. Shit.
Winter.
Yeah.
Winter. 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 Winter.
Alright, we're going with this one because the situation's fucking crazy. Unbelievable. Oh. So difficult. Boy, I hate the color scheme of this thing. Hell no.
Welcome to Winternomics
Alright, I'm
TV.
gonna blow your fucking retinas out. We're doing this. Okay, one sec. Go ahead. This is just a nightmare.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
I appreciate you. Thanks, man. Alright. Holy shitballs. Is that this way? Oh, whatever. So, what a weird morning. Where are we at? 50 views, is that right? Wow, you guys can't do worse, right? If you dodge the intel and you got wrecked, and you keep dodging the intel, you're gonna keep getting wrecked. But some people have just triggered the fuck out, you know. So I think we've lost some people permanently, but it's okay. Is that too bright? That is pretty fucking bright, isn't it? It's blinding me on my monitor screen. Holy crap. All right, one more time. Jesus.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4.
All right, this is probably a more accurate description of how I feel this morning. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was pretty bright. Too early for that shit. So, anyhows, how the fuck are you guys doing? So our warning on Troll-X and on this possible correction to the angle for BTC. I said I'd do this again live on here. This was our previous projection, and told you could rotate down to this longer term uptrend angle. So we got that. The fact that it sat there so long, it started to get kind of bearish, you know, that it took so long to rotate a bull flag that every idiot could see. So the worries that we could rotate down here, USDT.D could blow out this little level back here, which it did, 747, which a lot of you guys, you know, notated. And if it did this nonsense, you know, this would be a bad thing. It would de-risk everything. Lo and behold, Troll-X showed up at Troll-X. They have done so for a year. And it's almost the resistance of these fucking people's ignorance, you know, that you can't get away from. Bad take now wearing the badge of honor, being the dumbest fucking money in the entire NFT marketplace, right? Always nice to see fucking trolls show up where they're supposed to show up in price. So you get stupid people showing up. You always pay attention to those kinds of emotional fucking cocksuckers because they are fucking point in the system, right? And they're ignorant people aren't scarce, right? So that's why we watch these people. So troll X lows, troll X highs. Isn't that wild? We are bounded between fucking the ignorance of this one fucking NFT community. If you ever wanted bigger proof that CloneX is literally the fucking bottom of the barrel, stupidest fuckers in the NFT space, this would be that. This would be the inescapable reality of what is inside this particular project, the emotional fucking dumb fuckery of all of these people. But they correlate, right, from founders down, just garbage in and out. So we corrected out of this potential bear flag, USDT rotates, BTC corrects to a lower angle. That's not a good thing, right? You can never, that's the thing that people in crypto always hated, right? When I stick you on the chart, you don't get to argue anymore, right? If you keep showing up in fucking retarded places, that's what you are. I don't give a fuck about your conversation, right? Actions speak louder than words. And these people show up in the worst possible places constantly. And what did I tell you? Every time these fucking stupid people troll me, price goes down. I know there's people who are triggered that own clones that think that I have, it's cash. You could kind of take it easy on them. I didn't make that piece of shit troll me or troll my artwork, did I? But CloneX again, the added juice of being the shittiest fucking people in the fucking marketplace that everyone can fucking see, followed by the Azukis, are going off a cliff. Because they literally don't stop harassing people. For a year straight, we've watched this community harass people online. And for years straight, they've gone off a cliff. Every time. So in case any of you cocksuckers are watching me, if you want to keep advertising your stupid pieces of shit, because you're nobodies, but I'm somebody. So if you want to advertise your dumb fuck on my account, you're going to trash your own fucking project. No one knows Kuro gives a fuck about any of his cock blowers. They don't fucking amount to shit, the whole lot of them. But we do. We help build the fucking infrastructure of what allows you to be here being pieces of shit. So people listen to what we say. Don't give a fuck about any of you. Memo, bitch. It's a new low. They're garbage people. And, you know, that's at the end of the day, it shows like, you know, culture matters a lot more than your product. Doesn't matter that you guys are affiliated with Nike. You're horrible fucking human beings and you market it every day with peasant culture. Nobody wants to be part of broke mentality bullshit like that. It's gross, you know, and I won't put my name behind CloneX anymore because the people are trash. I own my clone and I'm keeping it. But that community is literally the worst community of human beings in the crypto space since I've been in here, bar none. And it's because they had, you know, they basically, they blew their load. They got Nike Artifact and they thought that was it. They could be the worst human beings on the planet and that brand would carry them. Ultimately, culture matters. This is crypto. No one gives a fuck about your product. If you're a piece of shit, no one's going to want to talk to you. It is what it is, right? And it is the best product in the NFT space with simply the worst collection of humans. But it's not a coincidence. They were enabled to be the worst because they thought they had the leverage to do so. So, you know, it's kind of like I tell you in the room. You see a lot of people who you see me nuke out of the channel and you're like, wow, he's really aggressive. It's like, nope. I was like, I know what a dictator looks like before I enable him to be a dictator. I can value a person being a piece of shit before he has all the capacities to demonstrate to where you get it. So when I throw a person on his ass and you're pretty sure Kaz is an asshole, if you're all pretty sure of that, that's the crowded trade. You just don't recognize danger before it's dangerous. CloneX is that kind of person. The average peasant, right? Many people go out there believing that, you know, poor people are good people just needing a chance. No, poor people are shitty people without money. Never fucking confuse being fucking without capital as being a nice person. That's one of the things that people love to conflate. Just because you're poverty stricken doesn't mean you're somehow an angel. And when you're a billionaire, you're a demon. You know, billionaires create the infrastructure that lets the peasants fucking survive, for one. But poor people, for the most part, are disgusting fucking animals without the means to fucking show you how disgusting they can be. That's what you see out in the NFT space. The bulk of people are animals. You know, Ivy's smarter than most of what I see in the NFT space, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to knock Ivy. She's a smart girl. She's manipulative as fuck, I'll tell you that. She gets what she wants. Just a full evaluation of shitty people. Exactly. This mask is in my way. I can't stand looking at this thing, to be honest with you. What the actual fuck? Who thought of this? It looks like I've got an erection coming out of my face. That's probably not an analogy I should have put in anybody's fucking head right now. $74 people. So I've been trying really hard to get the show closer to 8 o'clock like it used to be. And you guys know it's a struggle to keep coming up with new creative things for the fucking show art, you know. So this is really good, by the way. I need water. I always forget this shit. I just be blazing and drawing. I forget to drink for like the whole time, and then I'm like ultra cotton mouth by the time I get on here. All right. Jesus. No, it wasn't that. I just talking with a dry throat. It probably looks a little crazy with this mask on. Can't breathe. Sorry. All right. Oof. Yeah, okay, maybe that was the wrong pipe. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I think I'm catching some people this early, right? Because there is still close to normal. I just think getting back to 8 o'clock, it's throwing a lot of people off. But I've been endeavoring to try and fit everything, I don't want to have the rush thing going, to the bell stuff, but I do want to have, like, the calm speed of it and get us out, like, with, like, mental control and not all freaking out, rush into anything. But I do want to get us back, like, closer to 8 to 9 o'clock. So it's been my goal. So what'd you guys think of this one? So it's the idea that, we don't all see the same thing. We can stand side by side and see a different version of the Mona Lisa seemingly existing in different worlds while all being in the same place. And that is a differential of perception, right? The arbitrage of perception. It is like imperative that you maintain a mind state away from the crowd that allows you to exist in a parallel world while people get devastated out there and don't see fucking the train coming. When we always talk about mindset and the ability to have conviction where no one else has it, you live in a world where we stand side by side, yet for some of us it feels like we are miles apart. Inside this eco, it feels like you don't know what's going on in Gen Z and the world at large out there, the AI fucking takeover, TikTok attention span. For people like myself and, anyone who's about my age and pays attention to the world at the resolution that we do, it feels like you're in an alien world today. Like, what the fuck timeline is this? In the dance of existence, our realities and perceptions diverge, intertwine, yet never truly touch. And nor do we ever want them to truly touch the fucking sheep population out there. The correlation with that empty space is death. Correlation with the dead weight inside Discord is death. And so here we stand apart, But anyways, what do you guys think? So this is like learning to like really play with like create a plate look and shadowing effect and stacking like this together like this. That was kind of cool. It's like many worlds, and like we talked about dimensional stacking, that dimensions are stacked on top of each other. When we're, for those of you who've watched the 10 dimensions video in the room and stuff like that. So I took the many worlds and I stacked them like dimensions on top of each other to kind of like many worlds, like, a play on itself twice. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. So, and then I started off with a fresca and, went for kind of something just different than I've ever tried before. Kind of like I do every fucking morning. It's just like whatever. I actually started with something completely different, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I have an idea. Man alive. Thanks, Kaz, for helping me to avoid getting wrecked with my margin trades. Well, that's very, very direct. I'm glad you dodged the fucking wreck. That's pretty cool. Shout out to everybody who threw some bits, Pizza Side and SG Crypto Dave. Like the write-up in the effect, cool. Crypto done wrong. In my opinion, it's the best so far. Really? You guys are like, wow, your art's getting better. It's like, so is the old stuff bad? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Well, I'm glad you like it. Put a piece of lemon in the water, takes the cotton mouth away right away. Bro, if you have any idea how much motherfucking lemon water I drink, that shit is not true. You were thirsty in like fucking like 10 minutes. I drink like gallons of that shit. Specifically that. All right. Well, for those of you that pay attention, hopefully, you guys, we're able to incorporate all the warnings and stuff, and get yourselves out of harm's way. God, if I showed you the first iteration of that stack plate thing, it's so horrible. I can't even let that ever get out of my fucking iPad. That was bad. Yeah. So I was going for a different one that had worlds inside of it, but yeah, this is I guess this works for the many worlds, right? The many iterations of Nomics, the stoner. All right. So we're not gonna run the show over an hour. Let's see. I'm gonna jump to war stories. I think I got one today. I could start off with before we go over and look at some more things. And then we'll talk a bit more about the cascade we saw in crypto and stuff. All right, what did you guys post me? Today's Friday. Shit, it didn't even feel like Friday. Part of your play is allowing it to play out over time. Yo, Cat, some GBP JPY plays here after recent big changes in my life. Cutting friends, changing living situations, participating again, and of course the switch to Telegram. Boy, you talk about a sync wave. You guys saw Snow Ripper put that thing on I think it was a chart of the index for crypto for USDT.D. You always, when there's big changes around, you always notate those things, right? That they're also always asynchronous with other events. And obviously we hit a low point of activity in Discord, and it was time to fucking shake the tree. And the market shook the fucking world. All leading to a much more clear mind. Thank you for improving us all and sharing lots of superhuman knowledge and intel. Using the show intel from Transcendence to wait for these opportunities to present themselves. I like that. So this is important, right? Many of you are not here every day and you're living life, and there is tons of intel per show. You can use intel per show to formulate a plan, and that can take some time to develop depending on what resolution you're on. And from Transcendence to now, there's a bunch of shows, but it doesn't mean you have to get every symbol out of every show since Transcendence and make a plan for every single symbol. That's not how that works, right? This is kind of the way I'd like it to work for people living life, to be able to get some added intel to add to their body of knowledge and make a more informed choice than they normally would be able to make without it. So this is cool. So you had some life things to do, and then you got to play this out. Transcendence was a while ago. So this is the pound yen. It's one really good play, good congestion, another really good play, another really good play. So I told you guys that yen thing's a freight train, right? And you definitely want to pay attention to this thing. I still don't think that thing's over right now, until the Central Bank of Japan does anything different. This trend is likely to stay intact. There's just no one who wants fucking 0% return on their money outside of any other currency in the G7. So very good. Oh, what did you write some stuff in here? Woken up here, absolute stick, happy to take profit and move on. Going to bed, heavier than usual volatility, I'm not sure of the reason, safer, closed. Okay. So it's good. He gives rationales for why he didn't want to go to sleep with that. And he said, he had a good play here. He could roll it to free roll, but, he reevaluated and made a whole different play. So pretty good shit. Read the war stories. They will help you. Lots of good stuff in here. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Almost to 80. Bunch of slackers. How do we got over 150 plus guardians and acolytes and fucking 80 people here? Chance favors a prepared mind, man. At the end of the day, you guys see that since we moved Discord to Telegram, only 40-something people realize that even happened out of 1,400. And at that moment, right, when we basically jar you guys to wake up, and 40 people move out of 1,400 people, and whoever's on the backup, in the channel, and then the market does a move like this, that's exactly what leads to that. Complete complacency, even within some of the trained population, completely fucking flaking the fuck out, literally right before Armageddon. And now when I move you guys into Telegram, and some of you can honestly, like, say in the chat, getting woken up and jarred and seeing that correlated behavior from the Discord environment to the Telegram environment, getting a fucking new, like, awakening in conversation and becoming slightly more alert, tell me that did not benefit you right before fucking Armageddon hit. If I'd left you in that fucking place where you were all down to fucking a click on a fucking emoji and doing absolutely no conversation, nothing, just complete fog, how much worse would it be if you walked into the fucking de-risk that just came about from the VIX spike here and the USDTC spike? And that's why everyone thinks I'm a big asshole, because I'm sitting there trying to get you to not get hit by a fucking train. You just don't understand it's a proverbial train, and it's not one you can just look down to your right and see it coming down the track, right? The train that's going to hit you, you don't fucking see, but I can see it. And it's a train that will kill complacency. So as much as it's annoying, it has to be valuable. But it also will keep you from fucking sitting on the train tracks. So it's funny, right? I pissed off a whole ton of my fucking audience because I'm a dick. But after this fucking plays out and you're fucking liquidated, you're broke. Which is worse, me being a dick or you getting fucking hit by that fucking truck? It's kind of crazy. People don't know what help looks like, right? Everyone, they need you to talk to the way they want you to talk to them. There's no fucking way to talk to you the way you need to hear to tell you to get the fuck out of the way of a fucking speeding truck, dude. But I know when everyone's fucking not doing shit, it's always danger. And when I see that shit, I'm going to fucking nuke the fucking channel. And that's the reason I do it. I can sense fucking danger, especially from the sentiments of the whole channel going nearly fucking dead with the intel that we had for the first 6 months of this year. Only fucking Armageddon's next if I leave it like that. So, sorry for the many of you that for fucking sleeping and didn't get the warning and jump channels or any of that stuff and fucking wake back up. But I told you participation is key. And you don't believe me because you think you know what you need. Hopefully this fucking punched you enough in the fucking kidney that you'll stop that bullshit. You came to my channel for me to tell you what you fucking needed to hear, not what you wanted to hear. And it's not a pretty chart that'll save you. It's being around when nobody else is that will save you. That's it. Alright? Who cares how good your entry logic is a million times in fucking replays if you fucking weren't around for the fucking dump? It doesn't matter. And that's why I say replays are useful. Don't stop doing replays. But your habit to be present and be present in mind and aware of what your surroundings are when no one else is, that's your real advantage. That's it, Some of the guys in the room I know, I'll be honest with you, there's a dude in this room that cleared 8 digits, and he fucking like sent me a chart, and then he's like, what do you think? I'm like, draw something on it. He's like, don't at me, bro. And I'm like, his TA is fucking horrible. Like literally horrible. And one of his biggest swings, I'm like, shouldn't you have gotten liquidated here? He's like, yeah, I forgot to put the stop in, so kind of survived. He's just in the right place at the right time. A little sloppy, but fucking a beast. It's not the greatest entry logic that wins. It's having conviction where no one else has it. And knowing when to be somewhere no one else is. That's it. If you're not around, you can't capitalize. Having good risk management is definitely a better thing. And I definitely don't want seeing any of my fucking top tier fucking traders send me back fucking charts that look like fucking a child drew on and ask me to fix it. That's also terrible. But, at the end of the day, the trades he made were trades that nobody else was taking when he took them. And that's the thing that really makes you money, right? And a little luck. Damn it, was that all my bud? So yeah, stay awake, guys. And remember, the drift is real. The tendency, as you saw last night, right? The dump fucking came, and even inside Telegram, we saw a slowdown in the chat. You don't have to ask. It means people in the chat still got hit. Right? Not all of you, but less of you got hit than would have had you all sat in the Discord. And obviously, like Rule of the Atom dictates, you can't save everybody. But, the most aware people make the most, decisive decisions the fastest in the system. Now, we also know that low activity is emotional response. And if everyone dials down right now while the market is vicious, you fail to make the next plan you need to make to save your ass. So it's imperative that you guys, keep, check on yourselves, not to let your activity dial back down to Discord level activity, which will put you in front of another fucking train or make you miss a train. So it's very hard to do that though, right? Because the tendency is to do what everyone around you does. And outside this Discord, no one's really trying to pay attention to what you say. They listen to respond, and no one's very empathetic to anybody else at all, right? So you end up in a place where you dial down to the baseline population to survive and fucking acclimate. If you're here and you're really learning anything about what we're teaching you, you don't want to acclimate to a bunch of sheep. It's a terrible fucking idea. I don't know how else to tell you that. And very few of you will stop out on the fundamentals of the system that, trap you, your own personal discords of life, right? You have to recognize when the ecosystem that you inhabit no longer serves you and fucking wipe it all away. And as difficult as it may be to make, crazy transitions like that, it is the fucking, the value in the system to do when you detect that there's a problem in the existing structure that you're in. And that's what we did with this Discord. We have a ton of organization there, but the population of people do not benefit if they can't utilize anything there because they're dead in their fucking minds. So we have to destroy the whole thing to fucking save some of you. We will. And you have to be able to make that choice for yourselves also, right? All right, that's enough of that stuff. Let me smoke another bowl and get us to something that's more pretty so you guys don't get all bored. Shout out to Z-Raw and Izzy. Appreciate y'all throwing some bits at the show. Dope artwork. Did some painting today too for the girlfriend's B-Day and also doing circles. So super cool to see the art today. Yeah, spheres is really fun to fucking play with, isn't it? So a lot you can do with that. So they were starting off as marbles and then I kind of planted them up and stuff, but they're fun. It can be whatever you guys want to see. It's abstract. All right, so we got that part done. St. Thomas as like the fucking island? Respect, homie. I appreciate you throwing your first bits at the show. All right, let's get let's do a macro. What am I at for time? 9:05. Okay, I'm not trying to get off right at the fucking bell, so let's do this. Is this ready to be? So pre-market, guys, like when you're in a de-risking cycle, pay real close attention to this, right? It's we're heading for what could possibly be backwardation. Backwardation is when you get like extreme de-risking. We talked about this, that there was a good chance that we could get one more of these like 2011. Remember? We spoke about this a lot. Oh my God, what did my computer just do? Don't do that. What the heck just happened? Let's get this chart. Let's get a SPX. We'll get him. So I still think we're in this, right? Still think we're pulling back. How deep this gets, though, right? Remember, we had a backwardation event in that March shooting cluster. I have to update the shooting clusters back here. Right here. March, right? This was a backwardation event. A lot of these were, too, where you have like an extreme like movement in the VIX and you end up turning the term structure. Let's not get into like all the details of that. Just once the near-term volatility becomes more extreme than a back month volatility, the market is considered fully irrational. It de-risks off a fucking cliff. And in those events, you don't want to fucking like guess exactly where the bottom of that is. It's better to let it bottom and the high volatility destroy who it destroys, and then allow for a recovery from that place. And that's where some of the greatest buys in the marketplace come from, is those events. So we told you that to really kill sentiment here, having an event like 2011's, which was this one. This was a backwardation event where the market just fully fucking blew off risk. Let me see if I have right. So this color scheme I have here, this will show you where that is. So these are the times the market got super extremely fucking like risk off. We'll just call it that. That's what it means, right? And in this moment, right, this is what really mind fucked what was left of any possible chance people would have played this recovery. So from these extreme fear events, you get fucking people like so mind fucked for such a period of time, depending on how extreme it is, it allows for fucking movements away from it that no one will fucking touch. They psychologically cannot get past the fucking bias of the emotional event. And at the moment they fucking do, it happens again. And so all along the way, right, you get these things. COVID is one of those, right? An extreme fucking de-risking event, high fucking fear, and complete mispricing of forward reality. And that lasts long enough until people finally get bullish in 2021 and they buy the top of BTC and they walk into the Fed and they end up getting crushed by that, right? the entire bull flag of the S&P, right, has these extreme events all the way down as we rotate last year, creating the biggest the bull flag that generated the best first 6 months of the S&P in its history since 1923. What you need, though, to continue this wave is people began to chase the AI wave, and crypto sat still long enough likely to turn from bearish to bullish, is to do it again, to get people into a psychological state where they don't believe it. The market's gonna fucking crumble. Fucking the Fed's got to keep raising rates, and all the fucking old chatter that was down here that kept people from looking at the market happens again. It becomes, it goes to the forefront. What does it say? On Wednesday, the Netherlands announced a mild recession. Do you think it is the case for other European countries which have not admitted yet, or is it only in the Netherlands at the moment? I do not think I have enough information to tell you the intermarket dynamics between the different countries. I think everyone's facing the same kind of slowdown, the same kind of pressures. The West is under pressure as far as their credit systems go and living standards, through inflation. So everyone's experiencing the same thing without any real growth. You have like this jobless kind of like the market is like fully employed while there's like no real growth in it, as BRICS pretty much is putting kind of brakes on the system, and China itself is kind of like restraining the restart of the whole global economy, trying to trigger a recession and force these countries to keep on borrowing without having any real growth to offset their balance sheets. They do that, they'll continue to pressure the country's inflation on the inflation side and pressure them on the credit side, and that's the real goal. What specific like growth rates these individual countries in Europe are going through, and who's like gone through the right metrics to define a recession, I couldn't tell you that. But everyone's kind of facing the same thing, right? A world without growth and rising inflation and rising credit risk. So unless something happens, it's likely that Netherlands might be like a hint of what's to come for the rest of them. But I think your bigger indicator in Europe is always to watch Germany. They are the bulk of fucking the EU, so I don't think I can treat Netherlands as a leading indicator, but I don't know enough to tell you more than that. Easy said Contango less than 3%, not far from backwardation. Yeah, we're really, really, really close. And so what that means to to put that into fucking like English and not fucking Greek, nigga, nobody knows what the fuck that means. So all it means is when you're in backwardation, near month volatility is higher than back month volatility. So when he says, so contango is when you're like this. Normal risk-seeking behavior looks like, like that. You pay more for insurance down the line because anything that could happen here would happen by here, right? So with more time, there's more risk. When you have backwardation, this is higher, and people pay more for insurance near term than they do in the later parts, which is irrational, because any event that could happen to you in September clearly could happen to you within the time span of September to December. So that's as far as it needs to go. But when this is sloping this way, this is at least your first sign that the market is kind of like in a risk-seeking position. But it's also moves, and so it's this was much steeper before, and it's flattening out. If it turns into where it inverts, that's a problem. The market gets much, much uglier. Like this. This is what it looks like when you're in the banking crisis. And the banking crisis, right, panic leads people to going to buy the front month fucking put options in excessive amounts, driving up the price, driving up the premium. And when you prorate it, you realize people are paying a fuck ton for 5 days of a fucking insurance versus fucking the proration of 33 days of insurance, which tells you that the market's in a panic. So this is what happened in March, not to this degree. This is the banking crisis. This is what it looked like also, like in, let me see. We could put the COVID on here. What am I doing on this? I'm gonna run out of fucking time. This is how I run out of fucking time. When's COVID again? February and 2020. Bitch, what did you just do? You retarded motherfucker. I know I hit that shit. Alright, where was that at? See it? It's when you're going to COVID and things are getting really ridiculous. So that's when he says contango, it's like normal risk-seeking sloping up over time, and when we say backwardation, it's like backward. So alright, that's enough of that. before everybody fucking loses their fucking shit on that one. All right, so anyways, there's a chance we end up in something like we had in March, which had brief backwardation here, and or something like this. But these events, you don't want to guess when they're over, because in these periods, right, like big name stocks get fucking absolutely roasted, right? They'll get absolutely obliterated. So it's pretty much like throw everything out baby in the bathwater. So you let these events pass, and when they pass, the market can heal, and we can always plan, for rotations as they come. But also, in market heavy de-risk, there seems to be a genuine fear for people to short the market, and it's irrational to do that, right? Because a bull market in the fucking numerator is a bear market in the denominator, and vice versa. So, think differently. Trend's a trend, right? All right. So the fucking macro that we're supposed to be doing before we're out of fucking time. So we've cascaded to Goku likes real estate through Stevie D. Stevie D couldn't hold him. So Nomics was a really good volatility level from October 5th last year, originating from back here, right? October. See, I'm telling you, I'm good with my days. It's October 5th, and that guy right there is a tip of a bull flag also. So right now, that's our next major fucking level that we give a shit about coming through here. It was also a good blow off after we got above Ragnarok. So you keep tracking this, like I told you guys, right? You can project a bull flag, but you keep tracking the angle because this is a low resolution downtrend that can obviously always get worse at any given moment. But you track them until they prove themselves. And so this guy's never proven himself, and he's now accelerating straight through the fucking floor. VIX is gassing this bull flag that we were tracking from fucking Trolex trigger, lunar cycle pump, bull flag, fucking, oh my God, right? And nobody saw it coming, but yes, you did. USDT with off of that, right, is correlated to that same move. So that's a broad-based de-risk across multiple risk assets, stocks and crypto simultaneously. So, patience is a virtue in this situation, and above this level, things can get worse, right? So USDT, LTC, one of these guys we've been watching, I'll put into the prep channel for you guys just a minute ago. So we've drawn his low resolution uptrend here, or his longer time frame uptrend he's got, and so this is really key, right? He's tested this. So now that we've got that, there's a lot of emotions in the market. It's at least worth tracking this to see if we do get stabilization against these longer term angles. BTC, also the same thing. Track. I adjusted this in prep by saying I want you to show on the show. So now you track this, right? This is always big danger, and this is how every situation coming here looks like. Can he rotate back up through here and structure out and go back again? This trigger is still what you care about, 28.6, if he does pull off something like that. If he stays under here and USDT.D stays strong, then this can keep on pressing, right? So manage your trend structures, right? Right now, the next trend we care about is the actual uptrend from the from last winter's lows, and this is the next angle. If he continues to press, he can rotate to for BTC. That was a lot, and I got cotton mouth again. All right. Dude, 917, how'd that fucking happen? That's exactly what I don't want to go through at the end of a fucking show. All right, that was BTC. ETH. We have a key level here, which is the top of this guy. We watch for a breakout. That is 1674, and he's basing on it. He blew a wick through it. This was our high congestion area of volume, so he actually wicked this inside same area here. So stack more volume. So it's not the worst thing on the fucking planet. So we see if he can stabilize on top of this or not. But of course, this de-risking thing, and if a backwardation event happens, it hits everything. So crypto included. But now I would track these angles that we have here. So at least we have something to work with. So I did SPYs, QQQs. Why did I go from SPYs to QQQs? Anyways, so didn't catch on this angle. Still tracking this angle down now. Keep tracking that same angle, right? And like I said, right, if this is gonna get much deeper, it's it's a bull market fucking going the other way, right? So it's still something that you can play. Right now we're gonna gap short, take rules on this. If we're gonna have an even heavier de-risking day, if people are going to throw the baby out of the bathwater, we stay under opens, and shorts under opens are your best case, scenario. Obviously, this line in the sand with a gap this big for a gap fill is pretty easy line to watch if we get some kind of recoil rally today. Diamonds getting wrecked, and let's see, talked about that. We talked about VIX already. DXY. Always pay attention to him, right? This is the one thing that was worrisome. He didn't really break down, and so he hasn't given this up yet. Angle changes to here, and so he's still uptrending, and he's gone through what was the bull flag angle for the dollar on top of the 7-year box range that he's had since 2015, right? So this entire range where this high is the most important, 2B, breakout, retest. That's what he looks like right now, right? So the retest of this system he's holding, that's really key at this resolution. So this trigger up here, if he was to rotate back up here, this would be pretty serious on the longer term structure of the dollar, and it would say something about BRICS's impact on their on the dollar that they're trying to attack right now. It may also just say something about fucking ability to seek risk in a super strong dollar environment. If that comes back, that might just be actually this deflationary pressure itself outright. So this staying strong with volatility strong, like we said, we don't want to see the VIX get life to go back up through that long-term angle he has, but we keep eyes on him for right now. He is in an uptrend and a rotation off of a really emotional event. So USD things, looking at this guy, if he doesn't rotate the angle here, right, he goes to the next angle. Kind of looks like the way we're watching crypto. So we track this angle now on this dude. Make sure your angle's right. And this is a projection we had that he could come all the way down and possibly go down here, and then we could, we'll have an inflection point to reevaluate. GBP, USD, update him. He's doing the same thing. He's actually remarkably stronger than the euro. We told you about that. If you watch the euro GBP, you can see that. The euro GBP has been rotating down against the pound for pretty much all of 2023. So the GBP has managed to hold his structure and looks a lot more bullish against the dollar. So this is still, keeping on the radar for clarification on what the DXY is up to. GBP, JPY, which may be played, still out there, and so at low resolutions on a pullback, I think you still keep these guys on watch. They'll possibly keep on doing the same thing. Let's see. That was currencies, that was crypto, that was VIX, that was dollar, that was it. All right, do symbols. I got like minimal time. It's 9:21. I'll do a couple. NVIDIA. So you're in a de-risking event. NVIDIA is ultra fucking strong, and if he survives in a structure this high up in here and we go risk on again, he would probably be pretty gangster. So watching this, I think this is important to see that he's holding this rotation level that I put on here. For as bad as the market is bleeding right now, he doesn't look totally terrible, right? So if the market can go risk on and he holds anything like what he's doing here, he could look really good with the market realigning with it. But don't jump the shark. Let it all line up together. Why do I have this line here on the day? I think that might be a mistake. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know why I put those vertical lines there. What are those? There was some conversation we had. I can't remember. Nintendo, Japan, guys. Let's look at big reses on that. I'm not about to get into M3 money supply conversation on the end of this show, but we'll talk about it next show. Just remind me of that question. The Fed got rid of the M3 money supply. It kind of showed the total fucking money supply expansion that the Fed was doing, and they let you the M2 and M1, and there's estimates of it, but they hid that with the timing just before fucking the banking crisis, which was something that helped me tip me off that the banking crisis was on its way. So that does not look like the healthiest bull flag pullback, but for right now, that's what you could really watch. Kind of effectively done this. So he's rotated this trend he's got here through, and I do like this as a large scale bull flag. So I think this is likely your ultimate floor of the bull flag, and we want to see him set some kind of higher floor. So depending how far this de-risking event goes, I think this is still possible for him. MA, MasterCard. Talked about this dude, and I would watch him just above that trigger level. Like, he's so congested up here, wiki, I would just let him get free and clear of this thing and do something up here. Again, the de-risking event, pay attention to it. If he rotates that angle down, he could probably do something like, like that, and then come back up. Right, and probably have to make a bull flag crossing through here. I think that would be a good looking setup if he did that and came back up here, and then up here is where you want to see him break for his exit. ALRP. Long time ago since we looked at this guy. I gotta be fast. Energy, minerals, coal. In the world of energy, fossil fuel, dirty energy is dirty energy. So that's actually, okay, that's actually crazy looking. Wow. Interesting when you brought it up here. Yeah, I think that should definitely be on your radar. What did I put this horizontal for? Don't think I like that guy. Let's see. Oh, it's this. Okay, I got it. Now that guy should be down there. This high, and then you can see the way that you blow through it there. So we want to see him set something up off top of that. All right, I can only do one more. I'm gonna do the TNX. And we talked about watching for this shit right here, continued pressure on bonds and fucking on our ability to borrow money. And this is a big danger, right? If we end up in a cycle, that's anything like the shit coming out of the 70s, right? We're going towards a much more expensive life. And that is the goal of BRICS. So right now, this is huge to see, right? This is the bull flag projection at TNX, and it is arcing out of that right now. So for the time being, we are in a uptrend out of this guy. You could probably keep track of like so, but yeah. So this is our worst fears like happening that we talked about. All right, guys. So it's 9:25. Don't get killed out there. Have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Adios.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome